G's was a big member of Blumber and the Black Flags. He is rumored to have been on the Pound Top Pop drill where Pop was hit, but a 32-year-old woman, Tamaa Woods, was killed on this drill.
A 7-person shootout caught on camera on Ingersoll Street Friday night in North Philadelphia ends with a 32-year-old woman, Tamaa Woods, shot to death. Police say the 7 masked people armed with guns had a target in mind, but it was not Woods.
G's even comes at Pop and said he hid behind the lady.
We see a op, we walk him down, we ain't trying crazy. Yeah, he lucky he was scrambling, yeah, God must have saved him. He got the switch, he take that shit just like a baby. He tried to run behind a lady, niggas pussy, they be carrying 3.
On May 22nd, Burke Street Man released the infamous 6 Feeders diss song, recorded in Blumberg housing projects. In the song, he disses NSU Shido, Driz, Caliber, Chai Glizzy, Boulder, and many others. At least 10 dead people were dissed by my count, and YP Slumboy was thrown in there for good measure.
She don't go to headshot, Dolphin tell me what it's like. Yeah, I heard Zebo try to run, they said his fat ass ain't get that far. Niggas T-Boulder, they know we the reason for that bad. She don't drop back from the dead, they got zombies trying to rap.
Actually, this was a response to YP Slumboy's infamous but popular diss, 6 Feeders, in which he disses at least 6 dead zoo members. But Man's song was obviously meant to one-up Slumboy, and he even brought dead people up that had nothing to do with the Flags versus Zoo. Man's video obviously put a huge target on his head, and an even bigger target than he already had, as he was one of Zoo Gang's top killers. 4 days after releasing 6 Feeders, Man was shot and killed on Erie Avenue getting out of an Uber. Being such a big score, Man was trolled and dissed relentlessly. What made it even worse was there were pictures of him laid out on the street floating around the internet.
Look at H4rdy, bow, bow, bow. Go and check the last score. Stand over top and bow, that'll be his last 4. He on them socials, so he took away his last 4.
All that dissing shit. You put a skull on your flag, got your man flag, and switch flip, you did a handstand.
Why these niggas try and act hard like Man wasn't slumped next to that black car?
Yo, you're the first to troll, the first to get deleted.
Yo, he the emoji with that white shit wrapped around his head. You heard me?
Fuck, he a ghost.
His head got on the train.
Yo, he told me that nigga head got on the train though.
His head told him you doing too much. His head told him, man, you doing too much out here. Let it rain on him. And that boy, hell, they put that flame on him. Yo, don't be friends with Pound Top.
This was a very big loss for 2418 in the zoo, and the city hasn't stopped talking about this incident since it happened. Earlier, I mentioned Man was trolled and dissed relentlessly. One of the main antagonizers was Blumberg G's. He made diss song after diss song, a lot of them detailing Man's demise.
Gave it 48 hours and then we hop out and start. You ain't soldier, little nigga. You let them dickheads in your head. These niggas dying, clicking up. Hey, bro, I swear these niggas bitch. Yeah, we giving niggas bunk beds. We catch a op, but then we catch a number. I want know he did. He laying ass up. That nigga big. That nigga dead now. I told him don't diss somebody get it. He did it. Get it on my block. Told my flags to go and get it. Can't believe said my brother name. That nigga had to die. Caught him laking out that Uber. Stupid nigga, now you fried. She was talking in them songs. They was with you in them vids, but when you died alone. Nigga only made a song and say he going 10 for 10. But that last nigga twitching on the floor. He tried to run back to the door, but it's time to go. We caught him with a whore.
G's, who was already on the run for Lil Ranger's death, had a big reputation on the streets of Philly. He was on the run for murder, but still very active for his side. He is rumored to have a few bodies under his belt, and the ops knew he was a problem.
We lost Dane, we lost Mary, we lost E, we lost Leak. Glizzy died, lost my mind, I just cried, took all of me. Newski died, then I peeked. Glizzy ain't take all of me, cause that shit took all of me. Can hear the Reaper calling me.
King Lord is a rapper from 27th Street in South Philly. E&D, or Edding and Dickinson to be exact. He made it his mission to make it out the hood through music. Unfortunately for King Lord, his street days would catch up to him before he could make it out. We always keep having to tell the youth not to diss the dead or otherwise involve yourself in street politics if they can avoid it. But old heads like King Lord are a bigger influence on some kids than I could ever be. People like King Lord, who have done years in the penitentiary, caught bodies, and always kept a gun on them. Young boys with no goals in life and no proper guidance look up to people like King Lord. He shows the shorties love they are missing a lot of times in their life.
Get a brick of bricks and party.
Right here, you feel me? Real man, this is the next generation of demonism right here. Real shit, man. I'm telling y'all, this is facts. All facts, no racing around here.
He was every negative stereotype placed on black men. But he decided to continue the deadly cycle of violence that took numerous friends of his. The lost souls of Philadelphia tend to flock together in these gangs that I covered. King Lord was 28 at the time of his death. He was well past the age that any advice would change the direction of his life. King Lord and 27th Street's beef with 31st Street and Tasker, in a well-documented beef that has been going on for decades in Philadelphia. Among the many 31st Street members that have been dissed by King Lord, the name Zy Gutter was one of King Lord's favorite targets. Zy Gutter was a problem for 27th Street and was giving him work for years. So when he was taken out by King Lord, allegedly, 27th Street celebrated like the 4th of July. When it comes to street beefs, the more dangerous the target you take out, the more respect or rank you'll get from the rest of the guys. And since Zy Gutter was such a big score, King Lord was held in high regards from the rest of the guys.
This that gutter, you can smell it through the plastic. You ever shot a nigga in his face until he drew? So much blood look like we drowned that nigga in a pool. I dish your dead, but don't dish mine, cause we gon' gun you down. He repped the block and died for it, asking was it worth it. He lost his dog and went and cried, ate it, each his own. I lost my dog and came back busting, bitch the demon home.
But much like Zy Gutter's death was celebration by 27th Street, so too was King Lord's by Tasker Street when he was shot to death in 2020.
He try to run like the chopper, can I eat his bag? Bitch, we off that Lord pack, that nigga gas. He was talking shit and now he stuck up in the pad.
Trying before 50. We on his ass like fuck a pass, we gon' go Benny. We on his ass, it ain't no limit.
Devil new name for that dead nigga, King Lord.
Eyewitness News found this car all shot up along the 3500 block of Indian Queen Lane. Police say they found 30 spent shell casings at the scene. They've also recovered a gun and say the victim may have returned fire.
King Lord got hit up 30 times, they thought it was a K. SB fat as he tried to... So I'ma up my glick and beat the drum. He was dumb, I heard Lil 5, they caught a 9, ain't have a gun. Now he bum, and we did the dash, fought 12 like Kendrick Nunn. Got his brother praying 5 times a day, he know he done.
Anyone who knows the situation with Parkside and M24 knows how federal this next rapper is. H4rdy from Certified Clappers or Parkside, the one in Frankfurt, not West Philly. It's easy to get caught up doing the wrong shit in Philly, and some of these young boys get too deep in before they realize what happened. The life is looking like it's headed nowhere fast. I tell these stories to show the young boys what not to do, how it always ends. Not to glorify violence or entice these beefs, but to show the ones who are 13 or 14 and might be thinking the street shit is cool, and it's not. Also, to inform the city of what the hell is going on around them. A lot of the times, these beefs start from wounded egos and pride, fights in school, or just some dumb neighborhood shit. This pic was taken a few weeks before 16-year-old Ajon Jackson and his twin sister left work at a nearby McDonald's around 10 p.m. and took a lift home. When they got out of the car, police say Ajon was approached by 3 people who started shooting. As the smoke cleared, the 16-year-old was left lying on the pavement.
It ain't no one-on-ones, cause my whole gang gon' clap the heat. He won't keep loafing with them birdies, hawking down on with his beak. Had his burn on when he died, he tried to up, but it's make nuggets with a shake. We sent a bitch, she just a bait. Russell facing for his dinner, but these bullets what he ate.
Natalia, 16-year-old Ajon AJ Jackson was shot outside of East Oak Lane home when police say he was ambushed. He and his twin sister had just finished their shift at McDonald's. Jasmine Payute is live at police headquarters with how gun violence is affecting principals trying to keep their students safe. Jasmine?
Yuki, Jess, good evening. It goes without saying, there's a gun violence crisis in Philadelphia. And according to one principal, it's making the job tougher and tougher.
Red rum, yeah, we murder shit for fun and all our oppers know we active, man, they're drilling shit by nothing. I know you heard the news, we made him snooze, come get your lick back. Heard he living out the way, but we still lamping on the spot. Way them bullets hit him, got him dancing, watch him diddy bop. Brody, he don't say too much, he just be spinning, duck your top.
No matter what you've done in life, no matter what, you should be allowed to rest in peace. But that's not what these young boys are on these days. They are determined to drag this out until they are all dead and gone.
Come on, let's lock in. Let's lock in. Your man about to be in here for an hour. We can lock in real quick. Use a bitch and boy. Wallah, he use a and AJ dead as shit. Watch out, bro. Bitch ass, come on. Y'all just see me smack the back. Y'all just see me smack the shit out of this.
This memorial in memory of Ajon AJ Jackson. Police say 3 gunmen, all dressed in black, shot the 16-year-old more than 10 times as he stood near his twin sister. The violence unfolding on East Thurston Drive around 11 o'clock Tuesday night.
It really shook my wife up. She was like, wow, I didn't believe this actually happened in front of our home.
Police say the teens were returning from their shifts at this nearby McDonald's. When he wasn't on the clock, the school district says he was an 11th grade student at Randolph Tech High School. His principal says he was in school hours before the shooting.
Honestly, like right now in this exact moment, I'm very tired, right? Like I'm tired of having this conversation.
Leandro Dunn is the principal at Simon Gratz Charter School. He didn't know Jackson, but knows what his school community is feeling far too well.
This year, we've lost 4 young people to gun violence. This past school year, we lost 6 young people to gun violence. And this is happening at such a reoccurring rate.
According to Philadelphia police, 37 people under the age of 18 have been killed so far this year. This compared to 28 in 2020 and 12 in 2019.
I want the city to say this is a priority that we are focusing on, and we're going to put all of our resources and efforts behind making sure there's not one young person lost.
Like young D-Rose, you know I'm the one like young D-Rose.
Quanny reps Pentown or Spring Garden Homes, which is 6th to 8th Street, east to west, and Fairmount Ave to Spring Garden Street, north to south. Pentown is part of a larger set, Zoo Gang, which is comprised of about 6 or 7 different blocks in North Philly. Their main ops are the Black Flags, or Blumber, and Richard Allen.
Say YSL, then you gon' die by 12. Niggas speak on by name and then it's bye-bye gang.
The YSL he mentioned here is Masai Moore, who, in December of 2020, 3 days before Christmas, was gunned down at Kensington.
Say he gon' kill me when he see me, but he did. We done wrapped a couple niggas up. Merry Christmas.
At 8 o'clock in the morning, someone caught YSL walking by himself. YSL was shot once in the chest and once in the leg. He was taken to Temple University Hospital by police, where he later died.
Say YSL, then you gon' die by 12. Niggas speak on by name and then it's bye-bye gang.
Less than a year later, in October of 2021, PTB Ba was fatally shot on Fairmount Ave, right around the corner from where he lived.
Philadelphia police are trying to find the gunman in a deadly shooting in Northern Liberties. This is Chopper 3 over 7th and Fairmount Avenue around 7 o'clock last night. Police say a 29-year-old man was shot several times and later died at the hospital.
What makes this incident even more heartbreaking for the family of Ba was that it happened on his 29th birthday.
H4rdy, how you feel about that? My t-shirt, that shit Christian D. I'm high as what's the name? I'm smoking Louis V. Feel about that?
We the pack. Boy, I said
chest and they came out his back. Folks walked up with a switch and just had. He tried to ride for them dudes and his ass could have fled.
Heem Shiesty, or Heem Low, is from South Philly and was cool with 9side over by Cobbs Creek Parkway and 524/JBE, which is 52nd through 54th and Kingsessing in Southwest Philly. Heem Low was also cool with a lot of guys from 27th Street. You would see him in some of the guys' video like Teddy 27 and H4rdy.
We on that gang shit, my man. He ain't go first, he ain't go bullshit. We in there.
The fuck is we on? You know what we on.
You could see him here rapping King Lord.
I do this shit for gang them. Yeah, she would told me I should be ashamed of them. They kill my homie, yeah, they caught him like. So any one of them we catch, we do the same to them.
And when he died, he was attending a memorial for his fallen friend PM. This happened in broad daylight and was captured on surveillance video.
Tonight, it just doesn't end. 4 people shot in the middle of the day across from a playground. One of them has died.
Once again, multiple people shot in the middle of the afternoon, this time in Philadelphia's Kingsessing neighborhood, just after 4 p.m., right across from a school playground.
Police and medics arrive on location. They find 4 shooting victims. Police and medics transport all 4 victims to Presbyterian Hospital.
Watch that back door, how you get walked down and Balenciaga runners.
YD is the son of Philly legend Beanie Siegel and is involved in the back and forth between Tasker and 27th Street. He immediately released a music video, Drop the Low, in which he disses Heem Low.
Low runs in the air, this face won't pass. Should've stayed in your lane, but instead you crashed. We gon' get up on your ass if you did the bro.
This was less than 3 weeks after Heem Low's death. On May 12, 2021, at 4:15 p.m., Philadelphia police officers responded to the 5500 block of Kingsessing Avenue and found 4 shooting victims lying in the street. 20-year-old Raheem Heem Low Edwards was killed in a quadruple shooting across the street from a school playground late that afternoon. The victims were standing in a group of about 8 people outside a corner variety store at 55th and Kingsessing when a male in a dark hooded sweatshirt walked up and opened fire. A second male also started shooting. Somebody in the crowd started shooting back. It was not clear whether he was part of that group that had been outside the corner store. Police found 25 spent shell casings at the scene, but no guns. And no guns were found on the 4 victims. Medical personnel transported Raheem to Penn Presbyterian Medical Center, where he died that afternoon. The second shooting victim in that incident, a 29-year-old male, was transported to Penn Presbyterian, where he was placed in stable condition. The third victim, 24, and a fourth victim, 18, were also transported to Penn Presbyterian Medical Center and both placed in stable condition. Raheem Heem Low Edwards resided on Chester Ave in Philadelphia. I guess, in ending this off, I want my main message of this video to be that unregulated emotions are what causes a lot of the violence. It could be a mix of things, maybe psychological conditions, stress, past trauma, or simply not having learned effective ways to cope with their emotions. The best way to go about treating this would be some sort of mental health or therapy, but I don't know if y'all are really ready to have that convo. The rate at which Black people seek therapy varies and is influenced by several factors, including cultural attitudes and access to mental health resources. Stats suggest that approximately 25% of African Americans seek mental health treatment, which is lower compared to 40% of white Americans. This disparity is influenced by various factors, including cultural attitude towards mental health, historical experiences, socioeconomic factors, and access to healthcare. Moreover, the underrepresentation of Black professionals in the mental health field can also be a barrier. With only a small percentage of mental health care providers being Black, finding a therapist who can understand and relate to the specific cultural and historical experiences of Black patients can be challenging. I'm going to leave it there for now. Thanks for watching American Confidential, and until next time, be safe.
I make my shooters put that belt, the ass, but put your pants up. He was dissing on my man, so then he died about it.